This is my stick tier list. I even printed it for this video. Usually it's on digital format on any of my actual videos near the end. This is also an updated version of it. If you want to look back at older sticks, maybe you're in the market for, an old Geo or something, those are on the original stick tier list for each video. So this can go back way, way, way back if you find an older stick. Now, this is the current top stick list and tier list. This is worth thousands of dollars and testing hours, and you're getting it for free. Actually, wait, no, you're not. You're not getting it for free. Why am I giving this to everybody for free? So if you want the stick tier list, all you got to do is send your money to my e-transfer at Every Stick is the Best Stick Ever at influencersuck.com. Send it today. It's only $59.99 for easy payments. Influencersuck.com. Every Stick is the Best Stick Ever at influencersuck.com. $59.99 for easy payments. Fix this so I can actually show it because I only printed one because I don't actually have a printer and I printed it off at work. What's going on, you guys? Justin, aka Boomer, Beer League Bum Hockey Reviews. And I get a ton of DMs. And if you look at my Instagram and you stroll through, actually I'm using my phone so I can't show you to actually record, but my Instagram is full of constant conversations on Boomer, what stick should I get? And that's what my reviews are for, but I don't mind answering questions. I love all the content that you guys send me. I always want to talk gear, and I answer every single message. I'm not that famous, so I don't really get that many, a couple hundred. It's all good. Now, the tier list is to help anybody that wants to pick up a top-end stick to make the best choice. But here's the caveat. This is my current gamer, the FT Ghost. My favorite stick of all time right now, in the last couple of years, is the LX Pro. It's at the top of this list. Now, does that mean these are the best sticks for you? No. That's what this list is for, and I'm going to break it down so I can help you choose the best stick for your game using my tier list. Before we start, you need to understand that every stick on this list has a compromise, and every stick in general has a compromise. The difference is some are worse than others, especially when it comes to durability, which usually keeps them off my stick tier list. But the unicorn that you are chasing doesn't exist. There is no best shot power, best release, best grip, best shaft shape, best blade feel, best durability, best price, best graphics, whatever it might be that you're looking for. So you have to make concessions when you're picking one of these sticks, and understand that if you're looking for 3 or 4 features, you're not going to get 6 that you're trying to get in a stick. So this is usually how an Instagram conversation goes, or a YouTube comment. Hey Boomer, love the videos. Appreciate that. That's how you get me responding. And I'm in the market for a new stick. I'm looking at top end, my budget's, the top end 350, whatever it might be. And, I kind of have always, taken shots from the point as a defenseman. I'm kind of like a speed player. I'm a stick handler. I like to shoot from the slot, a small little bit of tidbit of information. That's great. But the end of the day, it's so much wider than that. And you can make a case for any stick depending on how your game goes. And the two at the top here, the LX Pro and the FT6, are at the top for the reason that objectively, they generally are the best sticks I have tested for every aspect of the game. Shooting, passing, blade feel, minus the FT6, release, weight, all those things, they are the best overall sticks. But that doesn't mean every stick in the rest of the tier list doesn't have relevance to somebody's game, and that's why they're on the tier list. The others, the Trues, the Bauer Slings, the Warriors that, don't get rated, those I'm telling people to avoid because the sticks on the tier list are better overall for choices based on your individual game. So let's go over what that looks like maybe with each stick and some examples for you guys so I can help you choose your top end stick that you wish that will help improve your game as best as it can. So here's the first example. Why do I choose power sticks? Because my game is based on shooting from everywhere, far away, the blue line, corners, letting shots go that need power. So for me, I always gravitate towards the FT6 line, or say a very powerful mid kick stick instead of low kick. Because when I'm taking a shot from the blue line, I have a far better chance of scoring with an FT6 that provides more power or an LX Pro than I do, say, with the Wrecker. And that's the reason that I always gravitate towards that. That's the most important thing for me. So when you're looking at my reviews, if let's just say you're that type of player, you're like me where you want the shot to be the best shooting that you could possibly have. Well, you go to the stick tier list, you look at those sticks, and you go watch that review, and I tell you which one has the most power that's available. Now, there's other bunch of stuff that might be necessary for you, and that's what the reviews are for. But for me, that's all that matters. I do not care about anything else except power and weight, just because of my wrists from arthritis. So for me, that's how I always choose a gamer. That's why the FT6 or the FT Ghost or the LX Pro is always kind of my gamer. And at one point it was the TMP Pro because that thing can shoot bombs as well. Let's get some other examples for you guys. So there is my example of what I need in the sticks that I choose for being my gamers. So therefore, it's limited me to a couple very high and low weight sticks with a lot of power. You know, FT6 Pro, LX Pro, TMP Pro are kind of where I gravitate towards. And even those have a little bit of concessions here and there. So it's just something you have to understand. So let's just throw some ideas out there for you guys, because there's so many different examples of what it means to you, and that's why it's always hard for me to tell you how to pick a stick. It's better to use the tier list and what those sticks bring. So let's just say, I'll give you a fun example. You prefer the lightest possible stick on the market no matter what, and you got $1 million in the bank. Agent, right? Those are the types of ideas that come to mind when you think of kind of the weird aspects that people have in choosing a gamer. You gotta have the lightest stick possible, but you don't care about money. Well, there's the agent. You know, what about you're the type of beer leaguer that doesn't care about anything? You just want a nice budget stick that does everything well. Pro stock hockey sticks. You got mid kick and low kicks. What if you're the type of person that blade feel is the caveat for everything? You do not care about anything else, but it's got to be blade feel. Well, the Nexus line is what it is. What are the concessions? It's got 5 sides. So you can see how you could start to understand what actually means to you. Now, let's say you need the best, quickest release possible, and you will do anything to get it. But then you look at the agent, which has that amazing release, and you're like, well, durability though, like this is a little sketch. I ain't the millionaire. No worries. Let's go to the Sherwood, or let's go to the Trigger Pro. And then you say to yourself, you know, yeah, I'm kind of budget conscious. Sherwood it is. It's $100 less. So there's tons of ways that you could get around whatever stick is on that tier list and choose one that best works for you. Now on my fancy ripped up tier list, I have avoids, and there's a reason for that, because most of the time it's durability, but other times it can be a gimmick, power sling, that just doesn't work. So the avoids are because the tier list has just better options overall. If you love Warrior sticks and you always are a Warrior person, the Novium, Super Novium, LX2 Pro, and QR5 Pro are basically kind of on the avoid or at the lower portion, but the LX Pro is my top rated stick. You will probably love it. So when it comes to the avoid list, it's important because usually it's a gimmick or durability issues. Trust me, I test these sticks to the limit. Don't buy a true stick unless you absolutely love just blowing $400 every week on sticks blowing up, etc. The tier list is built like this for that reason. The avoid is at the bottom. Let's give you a few more examples. Maybe let's throw a flex in the mix here. I'm a player who enjoys a little bit higher a flex because, you know, I like the stiffness on stick handling, but I still need an easy load. Bauer Proto, perfect. You know, I'm the type of player that enjoys a different style of shaft shape and a mid kick. Who knew? There's 2 of those. There's the Sync and the ASV Pro. Who knew? I like kind of a high-end stick, but don't really care what it is and prefer that I spend the least amount of money. Hockey stick man. I always gravitate towards sticks that are in the previous generation, as I don't like spending the full amount of money on the newest thing that comes out. Perfect. Go back to some of my old videos and look at the older versions of the tier list, and you can see where, say, the Trigger 6 rated back in the day against other sticks where it was versing those as opposed to the Trigger 8. Then you can look at that stick and be like, okay, it's still on the tier list and it has this, this, and this that goes with it. It also ranks against the sticks of that generation. You know, maybe the Trigger 6 is available, the FT4 Pro or something at the store that you're going to. Look at the old tier lists and you can make the decision there. So as much as I love answering all the questions and I love chatting gear with you guys, that is what the stick tier list is for. You look at those, you choose the specs that you enjoy, and then you look at that review and you decide on what 3 or 4 features of a stick you want in your gamer and the concessions that you have to make to let it go. So I think that pretty much covers it, guys. I hope this was helpful. That's how you choose a hockey stick off my tier list. Mr. Bum, that is a great video, and I know you have one on flex and kick points, but that's all well and good, but what about curves? Curves? Fuck. Can't believe I gave away 2 years worth of work and testing sticks and spending thousands of dollars for free. Just don't let my wife know.